Welcome back to Shadow of Destiny. You see how it says Destiny right there?
Yes,
Shadow of
it's
Destiny?
Shadow of Destiny, not
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor, not Shadow of
The
Colossus,
Colossus,
not
not Shadow of
Shadow.
Rose, not Shadow the Hedgehog, not Shadow of Memories, Shadow of Destiny. Oh, god damn it. I was hoping to avoid that. Yeah, so,
Ugh.
sorry for the, uh, yeah. Alright. So, let us continue. When we last left off, we did something. We stopped one of our deaths.
Multiple
Right.
deaths actually, I
Yeah,
believe,
we kept ourselves from getting poisoned.
and from getting stabbed in the back.
Well, yeah, but that was at the start of the last episode.
Hey, look!
No,
It's a
Oh,
we did
fuck
poster for
that
a
yeah!
new
this
movie.
episode.
What's it about?
This is the one I was telling you about. The
Mm.
mission I was telling you
I
about.
never get this guy's
Oh god, the
movie.
rain is causing so
Ugh.
much.
Who watches this kind of stuff anyway?
So you're supposed to make his movies extra weird,
Meditating
huh?
Man.
The meditating man.
Is that like The
this
Quiet
sounds
Man?
pretty dull.
Uh, what's the quiet man about? Someone who gets psychic and kills people?
So The Quiet Man is a game by Human Head Software.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna check just to make sure I'm getting it right.
Oh no, a car! Oh my god.
Okay, The Quiet Man.
I just got hit by a car.
Oof.
Yeah, this is the mission I was talking about all last recording session.
It's dangerous to be alone.
Okay. An action adventure beat 'em up video game developed by Human Head Studios,
Hold
the
on,
creators
cutscene.
of. Ooh, fair enough.
Ah.
Sega.
Yeah, it's probably not like The Quiet Man.
Probably not.
Alright, I think I need to go back to the 70s.
So the plot of The Quiet Man is that it's by the developers of Prey. You ever play Prey?
A Cold Day. No. I've heard of it.
It's a good game. It's really good. It's solid. They were working on Prey 2 before Bethesda screwed them over.
Hmm.
So do you recall seeing trailers for like Prey 2?
No.
It was the bounty hunting space game where you could kidnap aliens and turn them in for their bounties.
Alright, we're on a cold day. I don't even know what year it is. Oh, cutscene.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, hey, it's the guy that saw us time travel.
Failed again. It's happened. Whoops.
This is the guy that made that really shitty movie
You've answered
Mm.
my call,
that
didn't
they're
you?
looking at the poster.
Of course not. What are you talking about?
No, wait.
He reminds me of
What
Otacon.
do you want from me?
Let me introduce myself. My name is Oleg, and I am a film.
Oh my god, the snow.
Just
I am a
novice
filmmaker.
at this point, but anyway, ever since I saw you a year
You just gotta
ago,
suffer through this cutscene.
I've been meditating every chance I can get, channeling
Seeking
all
enlightenment.
my energy towards seeing you again. And
Oh.
finally, you answered. To think I had such power. I will never forget this moment. Maybe I should base a movie on this.
Yes.
But what kind of film should it be? A bold and moving drama about a man with miraculous powers? Or a science fiction blockbuster featuring a psychokinetic hero?
A murder mystery.
I see that you're the type of man who prefers not to betray his excitement. But let me ask you something. If you were making a film, what kind of movie would it be?
Time travel.
Yeah. I have to make it a good movie.
That's
Or
a pretty good angle.
really shitty movie.
But
M-
what
make
about
it
the
really good.
motivation
I am.
for his temporal wanderings?
I'm just gonna tell him my life story. I'll make a movie out of that. Find the cause of his own death.
Oh, that is gripping.
Cause of death.
Yeah.
huh? It needs something else. Any ideas?
He
Love
both.
story. Obviously has to be love.
Okay.
The man traveling through time finds love he
wow.
never expected.
I'm in
Or his love gets trapped in a different
really
time.
caught
You haven't seen
Please,
the
Time
Atom
tra-
Project, have you?
No, I haven't.
about this project.
The
It's
Atom
got-
Project.
It's got Ryan
Once
Reynolds
I'm a
and the kid who's
higher
playing
on the
Percy
food
Jackson. I know
chain,
that
I
much.
can film this. But it needs something more. A soul, if you will. Well, that'll come later. Watch for it in the theaters, though, all right?
Okay.
You're not happy? I am. Really,
So,
I am. Very sincere.
This guy's just being nice, and like
is.
Eckhart here is just
I
being a
don't wanna
dick.
Call this a token
Ike.
of that feeling,
It-
but here.
Ike
please
is just being
accept
weird about it.
this as a gift.
Ooh,
In the name of this encounter.
You
another
sure?
Fabergé egg.
Looks like an antique.
Oh, that's all right.
Funny.
It looks old,
This is
but
the
it's
second time we
just a
played a
replica.
game about Fabergé eggs.
Really, what was the
My
first?
family has the arts
Psychonauts
and
2.
crafts gene, so to speak.
Huh.
We like to make things.
Yeah, in the
And this is the kind of thing my father
final
likes to
level,
make.
penultimate level, whatever you want to call it.
Right, right,
Inside,
because
yeah.
Also, there are
'cause
old-fashioned
the crown was an
cameras and
egg.
pocket watches
The
all
caviar,
over his
yes.
house.
Yeah.
And what I like to do is give them to friends.
Oh.
Because it all comes back to
thank
caviar.
you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I consider you one of my greatest benefactors, you know. Just talking to you like this gives me something immeasurably valuable.
Really?
Have you ever seen Butterfly Effect?
It does?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
The movie or
The movie.
The book?
By the way, how does one acquire the power to do what you do?
It was given to me
Please
by
share
a
some of
being
your powers
created
with me.
hundreds of years ago.
You can't ask me to do that. I mean, I can't. Try to forget about all of this, please.
I would just
Bye.
tell him. It's not like anyone's gonna believe him if he says it with all
No,
seriousness.
wait. You can't just go.
Tell me, how do you time travel? You
Well-
see, I'm being protected by an angry plumber.
Well, you see, I was gifted a time travel device by a being of immeasurable power.
This is the second time Charles Martinet has been in a story about time travel.
What?
This is the second time Charles Martinet has been the keeper of time travel. Dang it.
Oh my god. So we figured out why there's so much slowdown, and it is with the game itself. Is because it
Yeah.
uses the internal clock.
Well, that's my theory. I don't know if it's 100% true, but
I mean, also all the particle effects between the fog
Oh,
and the snow
definitely.
right now. I want to go to the left. Wait. Where am I?
don't you want to go back to the future?
Hold on, I want to talk to I want to talk to Eckert.
Fair enough.
I need to go down to.
All right, so the Quiet Man is the last game by Human Head Studios, and it's a garbage game.
Ooh.
See, the game follows a deaf protagonist, and the idea they had to demonstrate this is the game has no audio, no sound at all. It is a completely
Gunshots.
soundless game.
Gunshots. You hear that? There was gunshots.
Oh. Yeah, so the game came out with no sound.
I mean,
I want you to guess what the plot is.
oh shit. Hold on. Look at that.
Oh.
Homunculus.
He kidnapped the baby.
Hey!
Charles Martinet, come back.
And that's
You're
how
my-
you get partners in time.
That is a good game.
You know, that would make it the third game with Charles Martinet and time travel.
Fair enough.
Because, you know, there's partners in time and Skyrim.
Not true. I was thinking Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, then I guess fourth.
He voices the timekeeper who guards the secret of time travel. He guards the great clock, built at the very center of the universe. Give or take 10 feet.
That sounds like... That sounds like something like Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett would write. Like, center of
Ratchet
the...
and Clank game.
Center of the universe, give or take 10 feet.
Ratchet and Clank: A
Is-
Crack in Time is such a good game. Want to know what its working title was?
What?
Ratchet and Clank Clock Blockers.
Okay, so I haven't done everything I should do back here.
Clock Blockers.
I like that.
That's what it was called, Clock Blockers. Also, one of the other games, a 4-player co-op, was called Foreplay.
Nice.
And then the other was Foursome.
Oh shit.
Oh no, that man / woman is dead.
It's...
Lady,
The wife.
are you okay?
Where? My baby. She.
My baby! My baby! Where's my baby?
Baby?
Oh, baby, baby, baby.
Lady, hold on.
You know who that is?
What's going on? Someone hurt?
That's
I
the
don't know.
angry
Call
guy
an
who gets
ambulance.
scared by your phone.
You got it.
No, the girl.
What's going on?
Oh,
A mugging?
no idea.
Isn't
Oh, that's
this
the
Mr.
wife?
Eckers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Eckert's wife.
Miriam!
Yeah, that's what I said. Then you're like, oh, do you know who that is? And I'm like, clearly it must not be Eckard's wife now.
No, you said the person who was scared from a phone.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about the bull hair guy.
Yeah. No, it's... She's Eckert's wife. Remember, he said that he lost
Miriam,
his...
stay
Someone
with me.
kidnapped his...
Hold on.
Daughter, yes.
Yeah, and
God,
killed his
where's
wife.
Dana? Wasn't she
Mm.
with you? Did anyone
Can't be
see a
helped.
baby?
Got a little bit desynced.
Oh,
Oh,
Like, it takes him a few moments to realize, oh...
that's what that weird man was doing with that baby. So does Homunculus have a tail, or is that just part of his outfit?
That's a sash. I wish it
Fair
was a
enough.
tail.
did you see her?
It would be cool.
No.
Tails are always, like, great design.
Did you?
Did you? Did you see who murdered my wife?
I don't know.
Oh God.
Did
I showed
anyone
up too
see
late.
Who did this?
That means Homunculus has a gun.
I am the gun, foolish boy. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh no, it's just like Full Metal Alchemist 2003 when they killed Mr. Yoki.
Actually, I was thinking closer to the original Transformers series where Megatron turns into a gun.
Oh wait,
But dang, you're right on point. Yeah, when they kill
yeah, cause
when they kill Yoki with
Lust.
Lust, yeah, and she's stabbing him like, they opened fire. Did you see that?
Yeah. So I'm going back in time a few minutes to try and stop this.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the plot of The Quiet Man as its genre, and I want you to figure out how you could do this kind of genre without dialogue.
Hold on.
Oh, you're traveling back in time to save the wife?
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
And the child, hopefully.
Mm.
Yes?
Don't go that way, it's
Excuse
dangerous.
me?
You can't tell what to do.
What? Wait.
Shit.
Ike, you're a terrible protagonist.
Well, shit.
Guess you gotta do it again.
Yeah. Oh. Maybe I have to do the cutscene again.
Who knows? Probably. Oh, maybe she's gonna say, "Oh, that man told me not to go this way."
Maybe.
My baby.
To be fair, I told her it was dangerous.
She.
Gone. She's gone again.
Lady, hold on.
Quick, show him the phone.
What's going on? Someone heard?
I don't know, but please call an ambulance.
You got it.
Is she all right? What happened?
Isn't this Mr. Eckert's? Miriam!
Oh, it's desynced again.
Oh, can you skip this?
No, because it's a different cutscene. Technically.
Miriam! Who could have done this? I don't know, but I saw that man in green telling your wife not to go down that path.
And then she went on and he stood still. So it clearly had to have been him.
I don't know.
Did you?
Hey, you were just talking to this lady, weren't you?
Oh no.
Well, that was...
Alright, well. Okay.
Oh, you can't go back and change things now?
I might be able to now. I just got a beep.
Hey!
Oh.
That man.
I'd say he's acting suspicious.
Oh my god. There's so much snow.
Snow, snow, snow.
You
So much snow.
You know what I think the issue also might be for this particular area? The fog as well, because it doesn't seem like they're doing a it doesn't seem like they're doing
Where do you think you're going?
You trying to make a quick getaway?
A getaway? I
what?
haven't done
No.
anything.
To be fair, I was gonna say you really should have done the your baby's really cute one.
I will, if it lets me.
No, you fucked up. You gotta live with this.
No! Okay, Okay.
That was your one shot.
I'm gonna go back in time, and then I'm gonna grab a point, and...
Are you taking those two people with you?
Nope.
Oh, no. That would've been hilarious, though.
I'm gonna see if I can go back. But I need to pick up a thing. Luckily, I know where one is.
Fair enough.
Oh, nope, I died.
Oh, shoot. What'd you do?
I don't know. I don't know how I...
is a wheel of changes.
Well, I guess a lesson was learned. Compliment the baby.
Yeah, no shit.
I had to do all that again.
We can skip the cutscenes now. Should be able to.
I don't think so.
Hey, look! It's a poster for that new movie.
Oh, god damn it.
What's it about?
Dun dun dun.
I never get this guy's movie.
Damn it, we gotta do it from the start.
Who watches
Alright, so yeah, we gotta
stuff
compliment the baby, and distract her long enough for the killer to not...
Meditating man.
We have to distract her
This
long enough
sounds
for
pretty
Homunculus to not murder her. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to guess what genre The Quiet Man is.
I'm going to
What's
guess a
the
puzzle. Is
It's a murder mystery thriller, and there's no dialogue.
What? Not even internal dialogue?
None.
What the fuck?
Zero. And it's not even a good mystery.
Is the mystery how did I lose my hearing? Is the mystery
No.
who blew an air horn into my ears in my college years?
She'll never break this spell.
Basically, a guy kills another person, and this girl is so traumatized by it that she imagines that the killer was somebody known as the Quiet Man, who resembles a plague doctor. Years later, Dane serves as an enforcer for Tay, who runs a nightclub and leads an American mafia-styled mob. Tay expresses concern about his girlfriend, a singer named Lala, who has been receiving mysterious letters addressed to her by a stalker. Oh. Anyway, the big reveal is that you were the bad guy all along.
God, that's such an obvious fucking twist.
Also, probably not great since, you know, the main character has a disability.
Yeah.
Probably not a good message.
You know what had a great... You know what twist did that really well? And subverted that whole thing?
Do tell.
Silent Hill Downpour. Because the twist is that you were the boogeyman all along. You were the girl's boogeyman because she believes that you are the one that beat her father inches away from death, put him in a wheelchair and life support for the rest of his life, which was only a few years due to his injuries.
You've come.
Like it
Yeah, I
looks,
recall
it
that.
looks like it's gonna play up the whole.
No,
Uh,
no.
It's.
Of course not.
I think that is a
What are you
decent
talking
subversion. By the way,
No,
it's not chugging as much now.
That's good.
What do you want from me?
Let me introduce myself. My name is Oleg, and I am a filmmaker.
I am a
Just
filmmaker.
novice at this point, but
I do like
anyway,
this
ever
guy's
since
family.
I saw you a year ago, I've
That's
been
fair.
meditating every chance
This game
I
is
can get,
pretty decent
channeling
about,
all my energy
like,
towards seeing you
this game
again.
is this
And
entire game is
finally,
basically a
you
bottle
answered.
episode.
To think I
It all
had
takes
Yeah,
place.
I get that.
It takes place in one place
I will
with the
never
same
forget this
characters,
moment.
just different
Maybe I
time
should
periods, so
base
they have
a
different
movie on
costumes.
this.
You know what's the best bottle episode, but also like
But
was
what kind
kind of
film
just
should it
a
be?
mess to
A
film.
bold and moving
What?
drama about a man with miraculous
Midnight,
powers?
Doctor Who.
Or a science fiction
I
blockbuster
loved
featuring a
that. That was a
superkinetic
good
hero?
one. Wasn't that? Didn't they do that because they ran
I see
out
that
of
you're the
budget
type of
at
man
that
who
point?
prefers not to betray
No.
his excitement. Let me ask you something. If you
See, what
were to make a
happened
film, what
is,
kind of movie would it be?
Moffat and Russell T Davies ended up writing the
That's a
exact
pretty good
same
angle.
script for that season.
But what about the motivation
Like the ideas were
for
very
his
similarly
temporal
close,
wanderings?
and they were like, okay, we can't have 2 episodes with the exact same premise. So Moffat's episode for that season, which was the
Cause of
2-parter,
death, huh?
The library.
It
the library,
needs
the library
something
2-parter,
else.
was the
Any
one they went with,
ideas?
while Russell T Davies picked up an old script that he had, which was Midnight, and he's like, "Oh, this is the worst episode I've ever written. It's not gonna be good, but it's gonna be fine. We just need to
Oh,
get an
wow.
episode out,
I'm
you know?"
impressed.
Yeah.
You really
Yeah,
got
because
me.
he didn't think it would work.
Look,
He had like
please
no faith in
don't
it, but it's
tell
like one of his
anyone about
best
this project.
scripts of all time.
Once
Oh,
I'm a little
absolutely. I
higher
think
on the food
it
chain, I
what
can
it does
film
really
this.
well is that you don't even see what
But
it was
needs something
at
more,
all.
a
It is
soul.
all about claustrophobia and paranoia and all that, and
Well, that'll
I
come
think that's
later.
really good.
Watch for it in the
I
theaters,
think the
though,
thing
alright?
about Midnight that I love the most out of like any Doctor Who episode is that it
You're not
really
happy?
does take the things
I
the
am.
Doctor is
Really
good at
am. Very
and
sincerely.
turns them on their head.
Yeah.
I don't want to call
So
this a token
things
of
that the
that
audience
feeling.
is used to seeing, like,
But here,
oh, the Doctor does this and
please
things
accept this
go
as a
better,
gift.
people listen to him.
In the name of this encounter.
It
Yeah.
doesn't always work.
You
Yeah.
sure? It looks
Sometimes
like an
people
antique.
don't listen to him.
Oh, that's
Sometimes
all
he
right.
can't diplomacy his way out.
Yeah.
It looks
And-
old, but
And
it's
it also
just a
shows
replica.
just how far the Doctor has come
My
under
family
Donna's,
has the arts and crafts
under Donna's companionship,
genes, so to
because
speak.
if you remember when he first
We
met
like to
Donna,
make things.
he was
And
willing
this
to
is the
commit
kind of thing
genocide,
my father likes to make.
Oh, yeah.
and now he's trying his damnedest
So
to
there are
save this
old-fashioned cameras
thing that
and
he doesn't even know
watches
what it
all
is.
over his house.
Like
That's fair.
And what
it's
I
really
like to do
shows
is
his
give
character
to
arc.
friends.
Oh,
Donna Noble is so
thank you.
good for the
No,
Doctor,
thank you.
Absolutely.
and I'm
I
very
consider
happy that she's
you
coming back
one
for
of
the
my
next
greatest
season.
She is?
benefactors, you know.
Yep.
Just
Catherine
talking to you
Tate is
like
coming back
this
for the
gives me
60th
something
year anniversary
immeasurably
alongside
valuable.
David Tennant.
really?
Hell yeah.
It does?
Yep. And
Yes,
it's a
it does.
continuation.
Absolutely.
So, oh man. Oh no.
By the way, how
Oh no.
What if they kill her?
does one
I mean, if she
They might.
remember, yeah, if she remembers, her head's gonna start overheating.
please
They could do
share
that if
some
they
of your
wanted to,
powers
yeah.
with me?
Oh man, I love Donna Noble. She is
You can't
the
ask
best
me to do that.
companion.
Yep,
mean-
Donna's great.
I can't.
She's the only
Try to
one that
forget
doesn't
about all
worship the
this,
ground the
please.
Doctor walks
Goodbye.
on. She's
To be fair, I will say this. Clara Osmond Oswald
wait.
doesn't
Can't
worship
just
the
go.
ground the Doctor walks on either. But I think the issue...
she's a Deus Ex
With-
Machina.
So, what I don't like about what I ended up not liking about Clara Osmond Oswald is that she's not. It's not that she's a bad character. It's that she's. The show really doesn't get at a point. It feels like they're afraid to tackle why the problems Clara has are problems. So they make her a control freak, constantly call out that she's a control freak,
and don't let
and then
her
they
improve.
reward her for being a control freak.
So they don't know how to create a character arc.
So, Clara Oswald, there are moments where she is not in control, and those are interesting moments. But for the most part, she's kind of an awful character. Not poorly written. I mean,
she is poorly written.
No, I've changed my mind on that. Actually, she is well written.
She's a waste of potential.
The issue is she is well written. I think the issue is the stories around her don't know how to take advantage of her.
Yeah, my thoughts on her is that she started out as an interesting character, or like a person scattered throughout time. Like, I think that would be an interesting character, but I don't like the resolution of why she is what she is. I don't think that was a good resolution to that mystery.
So, Clara Osmond Oswald, later down the line, goes from being the impossible girl to, not to the Doctor's love interest or anything, but to somebody who wants to be the Doctor.
You know what they should have done?
Okay. I do want to explain why this is an issue.
What's going on?
Because
I don't know. Call an ambulance.
While superficially,
You got it.
Clara Osmond Oswald does some of the actions the Doctor does, like
Isn't this Mr.
being very clever or whatnot, or being like occasionally mean. The Doctor never puts the lives of other people in danger when he can help it.
Yeah.
Especially innocents.
You know,
Clara does that regularly, insanely regular. She's constantly putting people in dangerous situations, and they don't die, but it's only because the story kind of wraps itself to make sure that whatever incredibly poor choice she made has a happy resolution.
You know what I think it should have been? I think that it should have been that after she jumps into the Doctor's time stream and does all that bullshit, I think that it should have presented her as officially being dead, unable to come back. And then the next place the Doctor goes, she's just waiting there. And she's dressed like she was in the Time Lord portion. So now you have Clara as the Time Lord. I think that would have been a more interesting take.
I don't know.
You know?
It could be. I have to think on that. That's an interesting one.
And have her be like, oh.
Not happening.
And have her be like, oh, by the way, I need to write this down. And she just writes a letter to herself from like a couple hours ago. And basically tells herself where to meet the Doctor for all that, so that she can be a Time Lord. I think that would have been a more, at least a bit interesting. And I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff I didn't really like about her. I think she's definitely a waste of potential. Fuck it, make her the Ronnie.
Probably not.
Yeah. Plot twist, Donna was the Ronnie the entire time.
Heh. So, I definitely feel that the inevitable issue with like,
Excuse me.
we're new stuff.
Yeah, we gotta tell her that the baby's cute. Maybe it was that guy in the blue shirt.
Hmm.
Your baby's really cute.
Oh, thank you.
Look, can I ask you a favor? Could you take a different way?
What?
It's dangerous ahead. Please.
The sidewalks are
see.
slippery. You could fall, and you don't want to fall while holding a
Alright,
baby.
Thank you.
Aw, she listens now.
In my opinion, that was far more creepy than what we said
Please
earlier.
Be careful.
Come on, turn. Okay, good. Alright, now she won't be shot.
Who is that mysterious man?
He looks like the guy that told my husband to turn our house into a library last year.
And then she walks that way anyway.
Okay. Well, at least we tried.
Or maybe
Actually,
she walked a different way.
Wait,
Who knows?
I'm gonna... Maybe I should follow her. Oh,
What?
still. Now maybe people saw us walk away. Oh hey, there's a time thing. Oh, God damn it.
You see, you can never change history.
Now, there is
Lady, are you okay?
there is a way to save her.
My
I
baby.
don't know how.
She...
I could look it up.
Gone. She's gone again. Lady, hold on.
What's going on? Someone hurt?
Yeah, how
I
to
don't know.
save
Please,
Mrs.
call
Eckert.
an ambulance.
Miriam
You got
Brum.
Is
All
she
right.
all right? What happened?
Isn't this Mr. Eckert's? Miriam!
Okay. In Chapter 6, if Ike is persistent in helping Miriam, she can survive. This requires the player to converse with her and witness her death twice. When returning to the present, Homunculus will inform Ike of the futility of trying again and try to change the past.
Okay, so I have to,
The present, you have the option.
okay. So I have to return to the present and then come back.
Did anyone see
That
a
sounds like
baby?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
After witnessing the death twice.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't do anything. I had the right idea. Then I just returned to the wrong time
You
period.
were just talking to
Probably.
this lady, weren't you?
Well, that was...
You can't stop them. They're always gonna judge you.
Yeah. You were talking to that lady and then turned around
Man,
and walked away from her before
I'd say
she was
exact-
shot.
suspicious.
That's so suspicious. I know what I need to do. I need to show that guy the phone. He's gonna freak out and then I'll be able to run away.
And you probably could. It would work.
Hey, where do you think you're going? You trying to make a quick getaway?
A getaway? I
What?
haven't
What?
done
No.
I'm not nearly that clever.
Alright.
You think I'm smart? Oh,
You think I'm smart? I've spent the entire day trying to avoid my own death, most of which were completely avoidable.
all I had to do was stay inside.
Yeah,
Oh.
all I had to do was not eat dinner at that one place. God. I love that Ike's solution of, well, I got poisoned when I ate at this place, so clearly the only way to prevent my death is to go back in time and synthesize an antidote for me to take after I eat.
Good God, this looks serious.
This is gonna make a fantastic movie. Oh hey, that's the pillar that the movie's on. That the movie poster's on.
A major case! That's it! Murder, mystery, and time travel! That's the concept!
Murder mystery, time
This is
travel.
going to
You see.
be one hot project, but if this relates to that, and
Ooh.
it's gonna need a little more work. Actually, it's gonna need a lot of work. But I must make this my masterpiece!
So,
I mean, I totally get that.
yeah, his reasoning now is that he has the idea, he could go ahead and make it now, but... oh, wow, we've never actually seen in there.
Now really, what is it this time? The Good Samaritan. Didn't I tell you? Fate.
It's a me, homunculus.
It's tough enough changing your...
Is it more noble to be born without evil, or to tame the evil within your heart and rise above it?
There was a poster at my university that was literally a quote from Parthenax.
Awesome.
Mm.
I'm glad that people nowadays are starting to respect, like, animation and video games as a medium for storytelling.
Video games make probably some of the best storytelling.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, nothing gets to me more than you ever played Spec Ops: The Line?
Hold on, cutscene. Oh wait, I'm gonna go back in time and
Try to save the wife.
yeah, and then I'll look at the poster.
So the plot of Spec Ops: The Line is that it's a generic modern military shooter.
Oof.
This is as blatant as they can get. They make it the most generic third-person cover shooter they can. This is intentional
Excuse me.
Oh, hold on.
because
About to try and save her now.
Yes?
Don't go that way. It's dangerous. Please, will you take a different route?
Excuse me?
you're being very weird.
Run after.
Wait!
I guess you can't really save her. You gotta chase her.
Yeah.
So, the premise
Gonna-
is that it's based off of the Heart of Darkness.
Oh, nice.
So, after a while, it slowly starts to get pretty surreal. And there's one scene that absolutely gets to me.
Oh my
It's
god, we leave
called
footprints in the snow.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. It's such a cool little detail. No
thought
wonder
that-
the game chugs.
Yeah. This game puts the
To be fair,
PlayStation
it's
2
literally
to
just
its
a
limit.
texture.
Well, no, because it's sinking in a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it is definitely just a texture. I'm gonna chase her all the way to her house. Nope, I got caught.
So, it's known as the white phosphorus scene.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. White phosphorus is pretty dangerous.
Yes. So there's a bit where you're basically standing in front of a bunch of military guys, and they're all encamped, and there's no way past them. Except you happen to find a mortar launcher and white phosphorus. You have the choice to use it or put down the game and leave.
Oh, Jesus. Also, cutscene.
Watch out!
Oh no, you saved her. I saw that man chasing her all throughout town, and then he tackles her in front of that gunman.
Oh! I saved her. I told you it was dangerous. You should have listened to me.
You saved me.
I saved Eckert's wife.
Are you hurt anywhere?
Thank you. Only some scrapes.
All right.
You were trying to help, weren't you? I'm sorry.
Don't worry about that. Are you all right?
Wait, where is she? My baby.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Our baby was kidnapped after I was
kid
rescued
around
from
here.
death by a mysterious
Are
man.
you okay, lady?
I never saw him again, or my child. I'm pretty sure he stole her.
He stole her
Miriam,
and took her away
you
while he was
alright?
tackling me.
I'm all right.
you're bleeding.
That doesn't matter. I'm all right. Where is she? Where is she?
Oh, homunculus ain't gonna be happy.
I'm trying to remember there's a movie with like the character that goes, "My baby,
Where are you
my
going?"
baby."
I know that
can't remember what it is.
Oh, I
It
thought
happens
I'd
in
see if
BoJack.
anyone around here saw anything.
Yeah, but that's
Okay,
like
then I'll go call the ambulance.
obvious. They're referencing something in BoJack,
Got
which is
season
exactly
four,
what I referenced.
season 4 of BoJack is my favorite.
Yeah, so the white phosphorus scene, you can either put down the controller and walk away from the game, or you can actually continue and use the white phosphorus.
What happens
There is
if you walk
no
away?
workaround. Then you just stop playing the game. You don't pick back up.
Ah, so it's like Undertale.
Yeah, you got to do it. If you want to keep playing the game, you got to do it.
Does the game chastise you for continuing?
It has you drop white phosphorus on
Hey,
civilians.
It's a poster for that new movie.
A trip for time. No, a trip for two.
What's it about? A man with the power to defy time itself and
Where are
cover
they
the
reading that?
truth behind a grisly serial murder.
There's like a little sign on the poster.
That sounds pretty cool. I like that kind of stuff.
Hey, what's cool?
I think sci-fi and time travel is really hot.
I am such a great fan of his.
Oh my god, you too? That is so totally amazing.
The slowdown made her sound so sarcastic.
It's Doctor Who.
It fucking is!
Right.
It's
I've got
Tennant
a
and
good
It's
feeling
Ten and
about
Rose.
this one, too.
Oh, hey, look, he's older.
Do you think this guy just like makes his
Another
movies and then
major
just goes
hit.
back to his
No
hometown
doubt
and
about
just sort
that.
of
Really?
hides around the corner to see if there's like anybody who's really impressed about it?
Maybe.
Hey, watch what you're doing.
And now there's too many witnesses for the card to hit me. for the person in the car to hit me.
Hey, that's the man who inspired my movie.
What is that? My phone?
Hello?
Hi there. I'm sorry, but something's come up and I need that book back. If you
Oh,
could
Mr.
bring
Eckert.
it over, I'll be waiting at the library tower.
You see, my wife spontaneously came back to life. I've lived the past 20 years of my life with her.
You see, I had this terrible dream that my wife was shot to death so many years ago on the night on the night she lost our child.
But it turns out she was alive in my closet this entire time.
She finally came out of the closet. She's divorcing me.
You know, I should have said fridge. We were fridging the wife, but she came back.
Yeah, she was fridged. And we unfridged her.
One of my favorite tropes, just from the name, is the bus came back on fire.
I'm guessing that's when people kill the big bad, but then he comes back up. Oh, hey, rope.
No. So the bus came back on fire is a trope for when you bring back a character from an older series. Like, say, for example, you've got...
Mr. Eckert, are you
So at
there?
some point in your series, like, say, season 2, an actor or actress leaves the job and the character is given a farewell. 5 years later...
Shit!
Oh, shoot! Tuck and roll! Tuck and roll!
You know, if you hold forward, you can survive any fall with an action roll.
Oh dear. But this may be the chance we've been looking for. This attack takes place indoors, which means that the killer is in there with you.
The killer is inside the house.
Fool the killer, you may be able to catch him.
Alright.
Want to do something to make sure you don't fall off without alerting the killer?
That rope.
You've got to be fine. Good luck.
So say, for example, you got like a character in season 2 who leaves and they have a nice happy ending. Season 5 comes around.
Everything
and...
was... And then it turns out it wasn't a happy ending after all.
No, they bring the character back
It's locked.
very briefly and then immediately kill
I don't
them.
really want to...
Oh god, I hate that. Like fucking
Yes.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Maybe.
Yes, where they bring back,
Is that
The original
possible? And why
final
would he?
girl.
yeah, one of the original final girls, and then they kill her. That is very much a good example of the bus came back on fire.
You know who I'm glad never died? Laurie Strode.
You know, she the newest movie just came out on that.
Yeah, okay, gotta grab the rope.
I haven't actually seen that.
I haven't either. I hope she doesn't die in it. I fucking love Jamie Lee Curtis, as we've established.
Jamie Lee Curtis is great. Did you know
Oh,
that
fucking
she
hell. Hold on.
she's a big fan of One Piece.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, she's been
Alright, let me use the rope before climbing the ladder.
okay.
I don't know if you noticed that, but I failed and I died.
I saw.
Okay.
So anyway, she did an interview for the new Halloween movie, where she was asked about One Piece because she has a Chopper plushie, and apparently she's a really big fan of the franchise, all up to date and everything.
Oh, wait,
Maybe
Wait.
you need to connect it to something.
yeah, maybe, hold on, maybe I have to... Let's see. Oh, the night before. I have to tie it to, the place, the previous night.
But just imagine being the killer and you see this and you're like, fuck, this is how he's been doing it.
So that's how he's been doing it.
Sega!
I mean, all things considered, the killer is persistent, so I imagine the killer gets caught in the bubble with us.
Oh, that would
Isn't
be
there any way to
hilarious.
get in without Mr. Eckert knowing?
Is the
That's an
killer
old
Mr.
lock.
Eckert?
Maybe I can get a hold of the key.
All right.
Maybe the killer was Mr. Eckert the whole time.
He killed his own wife in order to get the insurance. Oh, it's beeping. I need to go to another place.
Mm.
He killed his own wife for the insurance money.
Well,
And-
that is one way to
And
do it.
because we stopped his wife from dying, he didn't get that money, and now he's out to kill us. Eckert is the old man whose grandkid was in, who went in the fire, whose grandkid was crying about.
Oh, no.
No, because Eckert doesn't have any kids anymore.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm going to run into myself.
Oh, hey, this is like, watch this.
Oh, you can die?
Yep.
Did you seriously just kill yourself?
Yeah. So, fun fact, that right there was the first time I even found out that this game has game overs.
How to live.
Fair enough.
I honestly don't know why it does that. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell.
Oh. You have to start from the beginning?
No, I just gotta... okay. Options. Nope.
Guess you gotta restart.
Yep. Okay. Alright. Alright. Sorry, that's my B.
In your bonnet?
No, that's my B. My bad. Yeah, we are hearing that more times than I'd like to hear.
That is a lot of that one particular noise.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just does.
Fair enough.
I would love it to watch a movie about a time traveler trying to stop his own murder.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh god, why do I have so few fucking bars?
I think that my main issue would inevitably be that, like, it's a much better concept in a video game, you know?
Yeah. You know, maybe a mini-series would be better.
That could be interesting.
Like, he starts the episode off dying, finds a way to prevent it, learns more about the world around him, and then ends up dying at the end.
You wanna know what I could never imagine being translated into a proper series?
What?
Hades.
Yeah.
Oh, so on the topic of games made into series, have you heard about what happened with Disco Elysium?
I have never heard of that. What's that? What is that?
So Disco Elysium it's a RPG game that so the developers are from Estonia. Very small third world, second world nation. It's not big. It's on nobody's radar. And the developer they're not so much a games developer as they are a art group. They're a group of artists who get together and promote the culture of their the art of their culture, the art of their nation. Estonia.
Oh, okay. So each time I die, I think I get an extra blip.
Okay.
That way, I guess. Okay, I need to grab this.
So very small developer. They're very much in it for the art, not the money. So the game's a major hit. It's a big hit. It's a massive, mind-boggling hit. Unfortunately, to make the game happen, they had to do a deal with a group of investors. And these investors, seeing dollar signs in their eyes, went out and started coercing Amazon to make a TV series based off of the game,
Maybe I can
while
get a hold
cutting
of
the actual developer out of the deal.
Oh, that's rough. That's getting screwed
You
over
d-
like the last unicorn levels.
I'm not too familiar with the last unicorn situation.
The creator of Last Unicorn got screwed out of it. When the movie was made, the creator got royally screwed. It didn't get any of the royalties until like recently.
Oof.
Like within the last 10 years.
Yeah, so the main issue is that the developer doesn't want it to happen, but the investors really want it to happen. So they're kind of going behind the back of the developer. And since the developer is from this small area of the world that has like very little civil rights, they can't really protect the IP.
Yeah. All right. We're about to
Uh-oh. I'm going to run into myself.
get
Well, you should probably be careful.
yeah. Go in here. Fuck.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh. Need that. Get in there. The key.
The tower key. Here's a duplicate. It should be okay for me to take one.
Oh, it's the girl. Oh, remember?
Oh.
Remember she commented about how fast we got dressed and then dressed again? How fast we took off the costume and then put the costume back on? And we were like, what? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Uh-oh. I'm going to run into myself.
Time to time travel fast.
There's not enough time. That's what the machine is for.
I might as well turn back. There's nothing this way.
Okay. Wait, I think I want to talk to the girl. No? Come on. Right here? No? Oh. Alright, I guess
time travel.
Yeah, I guess I gotta...
They kind of make it clear they want you time traveling to
Well, yeah, but normally
yourself.
Normally the thing normally the pad beeps whenever I need a time travel.
Yeah, but they kind of say it, so I guess their thought process was this is kind of obvious.
I vaguely remember something else and doing something else there, but I don't remember what it was.
No, we're not going for 100% completion.
That's fair. So now I just need to get up here. Another rope. I have 2 of the same rope now.
But by time traveling,
Oh no, I
you make
do.
it so you don't have the rope for yourself.
Since I'm going to be shoved off here, I can tie one end of a rope to this railing and grab the other end tomorrow before I get pushed off. That way, I shouldn't fall. I hope it works.
Ooh, that's a nice knot.
You're sure about that? She's alive. All right. Yes, he did say he was coming over tomorrow to look at paintings, for sure.
Oh no.
Yes, yes, I know. I won't tell anyone.
Who's he?
I knew it.
I was just seeing if there was another time travel. So, who is he talking to?
I bet it's homunculus.
Wow, 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 wow. All right. This has been a crazy night for Ike.
Yep.
Oh. I
what?
think I just remembered what the thing I'm forgetting to do is.
Oh, what is it?
Oh shit. Ah. Rope.
Huh.
I needed to get the rope from the past.
Oh. You have more rope.
No, so that I don't have old rope.
Oh.
Did your rope break? What did you expect from an old rope? Did you actually think a rotted rope could hold your weight? Silly.
I do like that sequence though.
It is very funny.
Because I did the exact same thing my first playthrough, and that's what made me remember.
Oh. You hear yourself, huh? I think I'm making a mistake.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna do things in the right order. I need to go here. I need to tell myself, oh, hey, maybe I can get in without him knowing. Then I have to go back to the other time. These ways of solving your death do definitely have started getting far more complex.
That's fair.
And
I mean, they weren't easy, but like now there's like more layers of time travel.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I need to go get that time energy. It's over here. This way? Oh, it's the guy that's jogging. I think. See what this person has to say.
You want to get into the library tower? I don't know. I figure you need the key first.
He looks kind of like the old version of Kid Tannen from the Telltale Back to the Future games.
Okay.
The jogging guy.
Hmm. I think we mentioned that earlier.
Maybe.
In our first stream, I think. Like, you were like, oh, this is just like that. And I'm like, oh, I never heard of it. I didn't even realize they made a version for that.
Yeah. Kid Tannen a mobster who owns a speakeasy in the Prohibition era. Where's that goddamn time relic? I don't want to get stranded in the past.
Mm.
I'm legitimately having trouble finding it.
Past, back to the past. The ending of Samurai Jack is kind of a mess.
I liked it.
I mean, it's likable. It's not a bad ending. Okay, it's not a great one either. I think the issue is that
it's abrupt.
Everything, it is very abrupt, and it doesn't pay off as well as you think it would.
Yeah.
Because the characters the audience cares about aren't the ones in the past. They're the ones in the future.
Yeah.
So the audience doesn't care that Robin Hood from episode 1 has a happy life now. They care that the Scotsman has a happy life.
Yeah.
You know? So there have been like fan rewrites that I've seen that have it so Jack somehow, some way gets to see the future.
Cryogenically frozen.
Usually they have him looking at a time portal or something.
You know what? Maybe he Oh wait, he was immortal when he was in the future. Why not just maintain his immortality?
No, he's a man. He was a man out of time in that situation. He's a man in his own time. And the other was.
But what they could do is have it be because he went back in time and killed Aku, that permanently makes him out of time because he is no longer in. Like, by altering the timeline, he will now, like, the only way to achieve mortality would be to go back in time and not kill Aku.
Honestly, I prefer endings where he has like a happy life moving forward. But there's versions I've seen where what ends up happening is he sees a time portal and he gets to see the future and all the characters that he knows in a much happier life.
Yeah, I mean, he does know of where a time portal will eventually be, so it would make, because remember there was that one time where there was the time portal that he and Aku were fighting over, and Aku just crushes it in his hands.
There's multiple time portals that he knows about.
Yeah, so he could just go there and
he doesn't need to time travel. I think time traveling would cheapen it. I think it's important that he knows the future is secure rather than...
Yeah. You know what? I think the best way to do it is give him a happy life, let him live his life, and then pass on into the spirit realm where he can see where he'd be able to see the
I might as well turn back.
The future that is not Aku.
Yeah. Like when he dies and passes on. Okay, so I need to get to...
that reminds me. I watched and finished Primal recently, and the ending of that is so bad.
Really?
Yes, really.
Oh my god. What happens?
So, what ends up happening is... So the main characters in Primal are Spear, Fang, and Mira. Mira is a young girl taken from her family in Africa, and the finale ends with her returning home with Fang and Spear alongside. So Fang now has a family, 2 new dino kids, and Mira is back home with hers. And Spear, because he's now sort of the +1 in all of their arrangements, is feeling like he's once more alone in the world. Anyway, the series ends with him being killed, but while he's dying, Mira has sex with him, and they have a kid in the future.
Yeah, alright, what do I do here?
I might as well turn back. There's nothing this way.
I need to get the rope from the tower when it was older.
Yeah, it kind of is a very uncomfortable ending.
Well, can you look up what I gotta do?
What chapter is this?
I have, don't know, but look up tower key.
Tower key. Help me in chapter 6. Okay, I have to get the new rope from the tower.
How do I get the new rope from the tower?
Okay, you have to get the new rope from a tower in an area in which Siberia is, and do it right after you take the key from the living room. Then you go to the night before and...
Okay, how do I go? I got the key, I need to get to the tower room, but all these doors are locked and he doesn't want to go upstairs.
I might as well turn back.
I'm looking.
There's nothing this way.
Library Museum and get the key in the room. Then go to the area with Snow, where Eckert's wife is killed, and go to get the new rope.
Okay. Alright. So that's weird because it normally tells me when I need to time travel.
That's fair.
So that's
anyway, the ending of Primal is very abrupt and very uncomfortable.
That's rough. You know what else had an ending that was very abrupt and uncomfortable?
Do tell.
Game of Thrones.
Fair enough.
It had a terrible ending.
Bram, you knew all this was going to happen? Yes, that's how I became king. Well, that's kind of shitty of you, just saying. Like, imagine, he has future vision. He knows all of this is going to happen. He didn't save anybody. He could have stopped some of this. But no, he takes the route that makes him king by doing almost nothing.
My work here is done, but you didn't do anything.
It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Alright. But this is the old rope.
Really? It's an old rope then?
Yeah, okay. Maybe, what if I go to the top of the tower and then go back to that other era?
Maybe.
I hope so, because this is my last thing. This is my last time energy.
Mm.
Oh, no, it just...
Oh, you're outside.
Okay, so I just had to go to a different time. I just had to go to a different era in time. Oh, hey, it's this guy. The photographer. Yeah. Hold on, I am going to go grab some time energy. I think this is the place where I was when I ran out of time energy, and I always ran out of time energy in my playthroughs. Honestly, I think the time energy is kind of a needless limitation.
Yeah, I think that if they remade this game, removing the time energy would probably improve it a bit.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna remake this game.
That's fair. But if they did...
Let's see, this is 1902. Can you look up where to find time energy in 1902?
Yeah, sure. (1902).
Yes.
All right. Okay, so an engine tower in 1902 can get you more percentage. Okay.
Oh, hey, the bar is still being constructed back in this era.
Neat.
Ah,
All right,
I
chapter
found
7.
one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Alright. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, there's another. Okay, I think I'm good for a bit longer.
Okay, just sort of looking around, get what
Yeah.
you need. Okay.
Well, they always appear in the same locations. It's just hard to...
Remember where they are.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Actually... Oh, now that I don't have to worry about running into my past self, I think I can just farm this one. Nope.
Fair enough.
Is my past self in here? No, but I'm gonna talk to her.
She's so sweet.
Okay. Maybe I should tell the guy to switch over to making a museum.
Why?
Well, just because it's been a library for like 100 years.
I'm still not sure. Really? All right.
That's fair.
I guess it's decided then.
Plus, I only needed it to be a library to get that one book.
I mean, what's one book amongst friends?
Yeah. Alright, now let's get the thing. I like that the rope was just staying here for 100 years. See, now that's some
Everybody
fresh
just
rope.
kind of forgot it was there, I'm just saying.
It's been 100 years since anyone's been in here.
Is it called just rope or is it called fresh rope? Probably don't hang it now.
A firm-looking rope. I'm not gonna hang it now.
Hmm.
Okay. Alright. Yeah. You know what game? Would it be weird if I said this isn't the first game I've played that involved you getting some old rope, realizing it's useless, and then going back in time to get the same rope when it was fresh?
Gosh, that sounds familiar. What's the first time?
Oracle of Ages.
Oh, fair enough.
It's I like Oracle of Ages.
Shoved off here.
I want to get Oracle of Ages. I have Oracle of Seasons, and I can play it on original hardware if I could find Oracle of Ages.
I hope it works.
You're sure about that? She's alive. All right.
Oh, you can skip it.
You did say.
Yeah, because I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Back when I hold on, I'm gonna go get the time energy that I need.
Time energy, more like time energy.
Or like time management. Where? There it is. Directly to the left. Is that all that there is? That's probably all. Alright. Yeah, I should be able to go here then. Wait, now that I have the tower key, I could just leave. But I gotta talk to Mr. Eckert. Because remember, he wants his book back. Wait, now that it's a museum, now that it's a museum, do you think it's like, oh, stole a painting? Alright, let's hope this works. Imagine if we do all this effort and it still doesn't work.
He just whips out a knife and cuts the rope.
Yeah. Imagine if Homunculus is like, oh, nice. Imagine if Homunculus was just like, you need to put a mattress down there.
Over. It's got to be cleaned up.
Oh, God. The upper body strength on this guy.
I can make that climb.
I couldn't.
I mean, adrenaline's probably playing a major part of it.
Oh, probably.
The moment your hand slips is the instant your life slips. You don't want to let it happen. You don't want to let your life slip away. Your life slips away. It's so unreal.
We solved our murder, or at least we stopped this part of our murder, but the chapter's not done. Did you just push me?
Mr. Eckert,
Is this yours?
Mr. Eckert,
I asked you whether this was yours.
yes, someone gave it to me, but we need to...
I see.
Oh, right. His grandmother gave it to
Eckert,
us.
There's something I need to ask you.
I'm sorry. Truly, truly sorry. Blackmail. Our daughter went missing 20 years ago. It was Dana's return for your...
So, were you the one that stabbed me, too?
I tried to stab
Did you?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Were you the one that
You may
hit me
not
in the
believe
car?
me, but that's the truth.
What? So there's someone else trying to kill me, too? Then who were you talking to on the phone?
I honestly don't know. He said he'd call again once you were dead.
Oh.
Don't worry. After all, I told you all this, didn't I? I won't make any more attempts on your life. And I plan to give myself up to the police.
You walk away and you're like, oh, he's giving himself to the police, and he immediately just shoots you.
No, you just...
No, that's all right. I'm still alive, and besides...
I'm not gonna press
it's the fault
charges.
of whoever is really behind this.
I mean, you didn't actually kill me.
Please,
Exactly.
don't blame yourself too much, Mr.
I mean,
Eckert.
what's a little attempted murder between friends?
The comb, it somehow made me a sane man again. When I look at it, I feel like she's safe. When I hold it in my hand, I can believe that the blackmail was nothing but a piece of fiction and that my daughter is out there somewhere, happy
Fiction?
and safe. It's as though I'm stroking her little head again, reassured.
You're breathing into your mic.
I don't know quite how to express
Oh, it's just an emotional
I must
moment.
be getting old.
Yeah.
Also, oh god, I was working all day. It was
No, I
miserable.
think I understand.
Yeah.
Remind me not to offer to help
I'd like you to
family.
have it.
I always tell you.
Are you sure? Isn't it a keepsake?
Well, it's like, it'd only be for a short bit. I only need help for a while.
Ends
And
up
it's
being
like,
8 hours. Uh-oh. Oh, it's Mrs. Eckert.
Miriam, I woke you.
I've been very ill and very weak since that
Everything's
time
all
someone
right.
tried to murder me.
You should go back to bed.
No.
My darling, you heard?
Yes. Your voice rather carries, you know. I didn't mean to listen, but you sounded so agitated.
I heard about how you tried to murder that man who looks just like the person who saved me, but also
Miriam.
lost our daughter.
Miriam, I'm so sorry.
He stole our daughter away.
Everything is
What's
going
up
to be
with
all
that?
right. You have me, don't you know that?
She
I've
is
always
ride or
been on your
die.
side,
He confessed to
always.
attempted murder, and she's like, I'll always be by your side.
Thank you, my dear.
Don't worry,
Thank you
next
so
time it
much.
won't be attempted.
Don't
be
worry,
silly,
I'll grab the
Bert.
shovel.
We've been together for 20 years, you know, and
One of the craziest stories I
God.
have is when I was working in hardware,
aren't you?
and a
Oh shit,
guy
she
comes
does
in on a-
recognize me.
What's going on? Ike, you two know each other?
You know me too.
He was
No.
too,
It's just that
he was too preoccupied with the birth of his daughter to recognize us.
Mm.
It's all right. You don't have to say anything. A middle-aged woman has memories that are best left as they are.
She knows. She definitely knows.
The truth may only disappoint, and
I know you're a
I'd
time
rather not be
traveler.
told.
I know your secret. Your father
Hold on a
saved
minute.
me.
What is all this? You make it sound like you two are old flames or something.
I chased her in the
I've never
city
heard
20
anything
years
about
ago.
this. It's a little
20
too
years
secretive
ago, I
for my
tackled
liking.
her,
Now,
saving
you
her
know,
life.
dearest,
I
I'm
told
a
her
one-man
her.
woman, and you know very well that you would
I
help
told
me.
her her baby was cute, and then I chased her through the snow.
It's so alike.
I mean, you tried.
What's alike?
This comb, and the one I gave the baby, Dana, to hold. I don't remember exactly what it looked like anymore, but I think it looked like this.
Shit, where did we get this comb?
Sort of antique.
From the,
You know?
What?
from the grandmother.
That's why. I see it now. That's why I feel so peculiar.
No,
about
no, it
this.
wasn't.
Makes sense.
Mm.
Because she gave us the egg.
You too? But I didn't.
Oh,
think
it's
you'd
from,
have noticed things like her comb.
The girl at the diner.
I didn't
No,
think
she had the,
so either, and that's why I said,
the.
Ike,
She gave us the
is it-
lighter and
is it
tried to give
really
us the
all right for
Philosopher's
me to
Stone.
accept this from you?
Oh, okay.
The alchemist's
have
daughter.
I've got to get
Ah,
going.
okay.
He gave it to us
Already?
for telling
I
her
have
about
to
the
find out
future.
who's doing this?
Yes.
Yes.
If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I'll do everything in my
Now it all makes sense.
Yes. What does?
I don't know. You think I'm paying attention?
I don't know if we'll learn. I don't know if this is the playthrough where. Oh, hey. Oh, hey.
Oh, spooky.
Speaking of the girl at the diner. How long have we been going? A little over an hour
How
and a
close
half.
are we to the end?
Let's see. Well, that was chapter 7. Can you look up how many chapters there are? I want to say there's like 10 chapters total. Maybe 9.
Yeah, I can do. Give me a second. Shadow of Destiny walkthrough.
Well, just look up how many chapters.
Yeah, they don't They don't have that option because it's not a popular game. Chapter 8.
There's 8 chapters total?
Yeah, 8. For all intents and purposes, you should consider this the final chapter, as the epilogues are long cutscenes with little to no interactivity.
All right, then let's
This
finish.
is where it all comes together.
Then let's finish it tonight.
Yep.
All right. We finally have a lead on the girl from the diner.
To get things rolling, travel back to
remember
50.
seeing
No, you don't need. You don't need to read
Okay.
anything.
The stone.
Okay.
And the girl. Dana?
Oh shit! Dana was the name of the girl from. Oh shit! Dana was the name of the girl from the diner, and also the name of their daughter that went missing.
Yeah, that's very, very weird. What a coincidence.
That's probably why you were thinking of her. That's her name.
I mean, I kind of pieced it together a while back, but
You know what we haven't seen in a while? The fortune teller. We haven't really needed her.
we kind of stopped messing around with her
I should
after
ask
the
about that
first one.
picture.
It was like the third one. Alright. So I need to... Oh. What are they talking about?
You know that girl chosen to model for that painting? Nobody knows where she came from. She was first seen in the city about 3 or 4 years ago.
4 years?
Yeah, kind of messed up. You left this girl in the past for 4 years. That's worse than whatever you did with the time traveling to save her family.
Okay, yeah. This is the south... Wait. What? This is not the south gate? Okay, I guess that's not the south gate. I am so low on energy, time energy.
Well, you don't need to time travel anymore, so you're pretty good.
I mean, I'm gonna need to time travel back to the future.
I mean, yeah, but that you don't need a bunch of it.
Damn it! I just remembered a side quest I could have done.
Oh shoot! What is it?
If I give the Fabergé egg that the filmmaker gave me, I can give it to the
Barkeep?
Yeah, to the barkeep, and he'll settle my tab.
Mm.
Oh,
Didn't he let you eat on the house?
Yeah, but I still have a outstanding tab. Okay.
You saved my life. I'm just gonna let you eat here for cheap once.
I'll give you free food once. You know what? Maybe I should go to the alchemist's house. Because that's literally the only person... The alchemist is literally the only person who I can reliably get any kind of information from. This it? Nope, that's the butcher. Oh, right, the butcher.
Go ahead and take whatever scrap meat you need.
Okay, I got a cut of meat. I'm sure that'll come in handy at some point. So if I didn't want to get a frying pan to stop my stabbing, I could have just grabbed a loose sign.
Fair enough.
And put it back there. The sign is of the butcher's shop, and it's in an antique store.
Mm.
Ooh, finally we get to go to the church. Take me to Snurch. Alright, is there anything here? No? is the alchemist's house? Ah. It's this way. Yeah, I'll tell you all the endings, or rather, the important endings. I'll tell you the important endings once we're done.
Okay, once we get far enough, I guess I'll figure it out when we're there.
Oh,
Hugo
come
and
on in. You do like to show up unannounced, don't you?
Father's down in the basement working. You did come to see him, not Margaret, didn't you?
oh shit! This is before the fire.
Hmm. What's with all the time traveling? Getting kind of confusing.
Yeah, it's not Nicholas Flamel.
You have, by chance, the Philosopher's Stone?
No, but I know where I can get it.
No, but if I do find it, you'll be the first to know.
I will be waiting. That alone has eluded my grasp.
Yeah, right. Because last time...
Oh, Ike, are you going already?
Last time it was... I came here
Yeah,
was the day
there's
of the
something I
fire.
have to get to your father, but I haven't got it with me right now. I think I know where to find it, though, so I'll be back.
See you later.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna step away for a minute. I'm gonna get
Oh,
myself
yeah,
something to drink.
I should ask about that picture.
Alright.
I'll come back if I manage to get hold of the stone.
Oh, I should go ask about that picture. Nope, I'll just go and do the stone. Okay. So, how do I get to the southern portion? I need to get to the southern gate. Ah, that's where it is. Wait. No. Is it this way then? No, I can't go that way. The hell? Where do I go? Okay. Where would I go? Find out. Is that the butcher again? No, this is the paintings.
Alright, I'm back.
Heyo. Look who we just found.
Well, it took you long enough. I had to marry a man.
You're from that...
How weird is that?
Ike?
I was worried.
I had to give up all the
Yes, I was pretty shook up too.
color and
When I
live
got
in
separated
sepia
from you.
tone. Do you know what it's like to live in sepia tone for 4
I'm
years?
glad you're okay. I'm really sorry you got mixed up in all this.
I was scared to death, though. It was pitch dark, too. But it only took me a bit to figure out that it was the same place, and I started thinking that maybe it was just a different time. The buildings and the streets are almost exactly the same, so...
Wow, you thought of all that and didn't freak out?
Of course I freaked out.
Well, I would have for
I
sure.
freaked out quite a bit. They would have killed me for a witch if I wasn't smart enough to know that I don't need to freak out so much.
I looked for you for a long time, you know.
It's only been 12 hours for
I'm
me.
sorry. I looked for you too, but I didn't have any luck.
Well, no use worrying about what's done. It's been 4 years after all.
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess it would be. You do look more, well, I don't know, mature, come to think of it.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing, really.
Do I not look
Night watchman
24?
that first day. And since then, I've done a lot of different things. I even worked in a mill for a while. But now, I'm a chambermaid at the Squire's Manor House. I feel so content these days. I feel like I should be thanking you.
She wants to
Why are you
stay.
modeling for a picture?
The Squire's a patron of this painter, and that's how I met him originally. He said he really wanted to use me as a model, and I just couldn't say no.
I see.
The Squire's daughter was supposed to model, really, but she didn't want to do it, so I ended up taking her place.
So the girl in the picture is you.
Oh, I don't even start posing till tomorrow. I just came over today to work out the schedule and all that stuff.
But the picture will eventually be painted.
Hey, why did you come here today? Are you here to take me back?
Yes.
You know how to, don't you?
Sure.
Of course I do.
You want to? Go back to our own time with me?
I did, you know. Of course I wanted to, but not anymore.
Not anymore?
It's okay. I have no one there. No parents, no family.
Ah, rip.
So I'll be okay here.
All
No
I
one worry
know
about me.
is the mysterious man who kidnapped me from my
expected
mother when
anything
I
like
was a
that.
baby.
He was so goddamn white.
No one was watching, no matter how
And he
hard I
spoke
worked.
in a really
So
bad
there
Italian
really is
accent.
nothing
He
for
spoke
me.
in a really good Italian accent, and also talked about morality.
He talked in really bad and good Italian accents.
He sent me back
He's-
in time to learn a language that had been
Don't worry
lost.
about me, Ike. I'm grateful
He's
to
really
you, you know,
good,
this
and he
world
has a
and
twin brother named
I think
Charles
I'll come home after a
Wartnlet.
really long trip. That's
Warrules.
how right it feels, and I mean that. So please, don't look for me anymore. This is where I'm going to spend my life. I've already made up my mind.
Ah, rip.
Dana.
Oh, remember this?
Maybe she's my ancestor.
It's the red stone from that day.
She was blonde. Also, look,
Yeah.
Philosopher's Stone.
Look, do you mind if I ask you to give that to me?
I was gonna pose with it.
Of course, you can have it. If it weren't for this stone, I would have never met you. Never would have ended
You
up
never
right
would have
here
kidnapped
now,
me.
talking to you like this. I've always thought that there was something very important about this stone. But that's okay. That's the reason I thought about having it included in my portrait. After all, I got to see you again. Here you go.
And now
Thanks,
that
Dana.
portrait is
What are you gonna do
not
now?
gonna have the stone in it anymore.
What a tragedy.
There's someone you know that I work with at the manor house where I'm being looked after. He and I, well, we're going to start a life together someday, so
Plot twist.
I'm going to be staying.
Oh.
I'm really
She fell in
He's
love.
she's Eckert's
Won't you regret it?
ancestor.
No, I won't. It's all right.
Okay.
Wait.
Well,
Yeah.
you take care then.
Oh,
Thanks.
Yeah.
You too, Ike.
it's predestination.
Yeah.
Gotta hate predestination time paradoxes.
Well, all 5 endings, or I think there's 5. All the endings happen simultaneously.
Mm.
Alright. Now I just need to go to
Naturally, as is the kind of story of time travel.
Yeah, yeah. It's multiverse. They all happen at the same time. I'll explain more after we beat it, because it gets pretty convoluted.
Fair enough.
It's time travel. Of course it's going to be convoluted.
Yes?
I want to show her the red stone. I can't. Where's Hugo? Can I show him the red stone? Nope.
You wish to speak to my father?
I love you, Hugo. You're a good kid. Ah.
You have by chance the Philosopher's Stone?
No.
Is this it? That's the only stone I know that fits the bill.
Ah, in the name of heaven, I shall start the preparations for the experiment right now. It's all right. It doesn't matter if this is not the true stone. I'm grateful for your help regardless.
It's red,
But
and that
if it
fits.
is the
It's not sepia tone, so it has to be.
Should be wondrous. Please come back again in, let's see, make it 10 days.
10 days. Okay. That would be the 13th.
Ah.
Oh,
What is it?
that experiment's dangerous.
That may be, but this is something I want to do. Something I must do. Please try to understand. 10 days from now, by then, the experiment should yield fruit.
Oof.
I will create the ultimate Mario, and they will recast him for the movie.
God, can you? If they made an animated, if they made a Netflix adaptation of this, imagine if they put Chris Pratt as Homunculus.
Helena.
Hey everyone, I'm Homunculus.
That is my only regret.
Gosh, where's that talking raccoon?
Oh,
wrong
one
movie.
more thing. Could you
So have you
keep this a
seen
secret
Thor:
from
Love
Hugo
and Thunder?
Margaret?
No, I have not.
It's not great. But
I don't want to talk about it.
If he learns
well,
of
I do
this
because it has Chris
Well,
Pratt in it.
I
for
don't.
attempt to bring Elena back from the dead.
Because you want to see it? Or
Yes,
because
because I want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
no, it's not a plot spoiler.
No, I don't care. You know how I get about talking about.
Okay. No, it's not spoiler. It's about the actor. Okay.
Yeah.
I shall commit all records of my research to the fire.
Oh yeah, your records of research certainly are going to go to the fire.
Oof.
Yeah.
I wonder what is a good movie. There must be something good coming out right now.
I don't know.
Damn, what's the matter with Father?
What did Marvel announce
He hasn't let
recently?
me into his laboratory lately.
Something in 2020. Oh,
When I
Wakanda
went in
Forever.
there the other day, he got
Oh, yeah.
really angry with me, and ever since,
I admit I'm a
there's
little
some
excited
secret
for
in there
that.
He can't tell me about. I just know it.
So I'm looking at the cutscene.
Hey, are you like Father's right-hand man?
I have
You
come
know, with tools from
once
the future and
with
stuff?
or twice within the last 4 years.
Nothing like that.
Really? I'd definitely ask for your help if I were Father. Then I could make a machine to move through time, like the one you showed me before. I sort of understand how it works anyway.
Wow, really? I'm impressed.
Well, I said sort of. Anyway,
What of?
I'm more interested in what Father's working on right now.
It's the elixir of
Hugo,
life.
I'm sure Father will tell us one of these days.
Oh wait, no, it's homunculus.
I don't know.
He told
about
us it was
that.
homunculus.
Children, I have something to tell you.
Father?
I'm going to start another experiment, but this one will be very dangerous. So I want you two to leave the house for a while.
Right away?
The sooner the better. I'll send word in about 10 days. Go to our relatives' homes or anywhere else you like. That's all.
Can I help with the experiment?
No.
No. Both of you have to leave this house.
I like the alchemist. He has a cool outfit.
Alchemists usually have cool outfits.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for Pete's sake. What does he think he's doing?
You know who one of my favorite alchemists is?
Edward Elric.
Well, yes, but I was going to say Plague Knight from Hollow Knight.
Oh, fair enough.
Sis? So, you're just going to do it?
Do we have a choice?
But...
It's only for a little while. Let's go. We have to get ready.
I guess I'll be going now.
Of course. I am sorry we're always in the middle of something.
And
See
that...
you soon, okay?
And that was all that this game was effectively for, was just to get me to deliver the Philosopher's Stone to them.
Yep, I figured.
That's all Homunculus wanted from us.
Yep, you played right into his trap.
Now he exists.
Yep.
In one of
fool.
in one of the endings, you can throw the Philosopher's Stone at him and get him to cease existing.
Oh.
And I think that's the true ending. Like
I believe that to be the bonus ending, yeah.
Yeah. I consider it the true ending, because it's the one that requires you to get all of the other endings first.
That's fair.
And it's the one that resolves all the various plot lines. It's also the one where Ike already knows what's going to happen. And he has different dialogue, which is pretty cool. So he knows everything that's going to happen even before Homunculus does. And
fair enough.
He is just chilling.
Hello, is anybody here? Anybody? Dr. Wagner, Margaret, Hugo. Anyone there?
Hugo!
The basement? This meter here, is this a time machine? That can't be. But that sounded like Margaret's voice just now.
It is a time machine, and look at the date!
Ooh.
2 days before... No, 1 day before the day I was murdered.
Mm.
Ah, 420 Blaze!
Hey, long time no see. Actually, didn't we just see each other today?
Is this Hugo?
Uh-huh. I really like these machines of the future. Being able to just project your voice a long distance, that's really something.
How do you know my number?
Oh, is Hugo the killer?
Oh, that. I asked someone called Eckert. You know, you mentioned...
Yes. He was the little boy outside the...
And why?
The fire.
Were you the one threatening Mr. Eckert?
Saying his grandpa was...
Trapped inside? Ooh.
Yeah, that was him.
Come on, threaten sounds so serious. All I did was propose a deal. Can I help it if he jumped at the chance when I told him what he wanted to hear about his daughter? Oh, and about how I got here. It's pretty simple, really. Remember that tool you showed me? I just made one of my own, you see?
What?
Well, actually, I didn't make it. Not exactly. The Hugo of the future completed it and gave it to me. A transport mechanism to time-space marked by phenomena of relevance.
I call it a TARDIS.
Just like yours. Actually, I think the other stuff may be different, but who cares, right? In any case, I can track and follow your machine.
What about Margaret?
Will you look at that? I'm forgetting the point of the whole thing. Can you drop by? I'll be waiting at the square. Bring Homunculus. We have a few things to discuss. Oh, and by the way, do what I tell you, okay? Otherwise, someone you care about's gonna die. I don't have to tell you what I mean about that, right? Later, then.
Haha.
Hey!
The final murder.
Oh no.
The final
is it
murder
Dana?
attempt. He's gonna try and make me not even exist in the first place. Alright, where am I?
Oh no.
Oh fuck. That's a square. Hold on. Wait.
You confront him, you whip out a pistol, and you just shoot him dead.
No, there's one thing I gotta... Oh god, I'm out of time things.
Oh no.
It means whatever I gotta do, I gotta do it in here.
Oof.
Okay. There's one thing I want to do first. Let's go to Hugo's house before we go to the square.
Fair enough.
Talk to the fortune teller.
New York Times editor picks. Elon Musk will never touch grass.
Ha. Nope.
I mean, fair enough.
Welcome.
Been a while.
Will you tell my fortune again?
Certainly.
Is this Hugo the entire time?
No.
The fated hour is 4:30.
I see.
Listen carefully. What I tell you is nothing more than one possible future. The shape of your destiny can change depending on what actions you take.
Your destiny is some sort of shadow.
Even after the appointed hour has passed, then I will tell for you the next fortune.
You're a bit late. I'm already at the end of the story.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Shit, the square. Shit, where is it? Okay, so I need to go to the right. Whew, that was close.
Hugo! Where are you?
Lord, you're so noisy. I'm here, right here.
Now we get to see them in color, and I told you she's a brunette.
Yeah. So why is he doing this?
Hugo!
He blames me for
You're the one that's been
his...
trying to kill me.
Well, he'll explain.
Never mind that. Where's Homunculus?
You heard what I asked you.
The Homunculus was completed because you showed up. You fooled Father into creating the Homunculus. Isn't that right? I read Father's research notes. They said you brought him the last ingredient, the Philosopher's Stone.
Me? Get your father to create Homunculus? All I've been doing is trying to stay alive.
So by attempting to kill you,
he set
Hugo
those things
is the
in
maker
motion.
of his own doom.
Yes.
What I really wanted was to get here earlier and stop what you were doing. But all my machine could do was follow yours. So I targeted yesterday's you because I thought I could manage to get to you before you did the
Because
things
we
you did
went back in
today.
time yesterday to
I had so
tie the
many
rope.
chances, but I still didn't manage to kill you off.
Hugo.
It's a shame, but there's no way for my machine to outrun yours. And I can't stop the homunculus from being completed. So I'm switching to another plan. If I can't prevent homunculus from being created in the first place, I'll destroy it. That seems to be the only way to get a hold of the Philosopher's Stone.
Philosopher's Stone? What use is that to you?
Hugo?
I'm out for revenge, get it? Homunculus destroyed my family, and you're the one who had him created.
That's his motivation.
Hugo, I can't believe that's true. I just doesn't seem like someone who would do a thing like that. There must be some other reason Father just disappeared the way he did. Come on, Hugo. Let's give him a little more time. We'll wait together.
Shut up. That's your problem, you know. Stop treating me like a kid whenever it suits you, all right?
I mean, I only plan to kill you because I want to get revenge on a guy who you become the ancestor of.
If we got hold of it, we could save money.
That's the real motivation.
Save? What do you mean by that?
He wanted to make the elixir of life to save his mother.
I can save her life. That's the reason I'm looking for that stone. This time, I'll succeed, and she'll be alive again. We'll all go home together and start over. You understand now?
What a baby.
Come on, go get Homunculus.
I don't take Hugo seriously as a villain at all.
Really? You don't understand the motivations of a blonde kid using alchemy to try and bring back his mother from death?
The dead?
Yeah, can't relate.
Yeah. That's such a lame motivation. No one would ever believe that.
I have the right materials. This should work too.
If only he had a comic foil.
Yeah. Who got... if only he trapped his sibling in a suit of armor.
Use that lock of Mother's hair? You've tried this before?
Hurry up!
Didn't they actually use some of their mother's hair as an ingredient in Fullmetal Alchemist?
Yes, I believe
It
so.
just appears out of nowhere. It has nothing to do with what I want. Yes, he saved my life, but that's about it.
He only saved my life to
It just
trick
isn't
me
possible for
into...
me to call him up. You got to understand.
I'll give you 20 minutes. If
Summon
you
homunculus
don't
in
do me
20 minutes.
I'm just going to disappear. Sorry, sis, but I'll have to leave you behind in this age.
Hugo, what do you think?
I mean, that is a humane way of making sure I don't exist.
Doing that, nothing's going to happen to you. Leaving your ancestress in this time. You understand what that means, right? Go on, hurry up.
Alright.
Just take your thing and time travel to make it so that the ancestor goes back in time. Put her back in her proper place.
Nope, I have a better plan. 20 minutes, which means 6 o'clock. And hey, look, it's past 4:30, the fated time.
Oh.
Hold on. Let's, that's the wrong way. Let's go talk to our good friend, the fortune teller.
Oh, fair enough. What's she gonna tell you?
Important stuff.
Okay.
I'm getting...
That's fair.
I'm trying to get my favorite ending.
Okay.
Is this right? No. God damn it. It's this way. Yeah, I like Hugo as a villain. It completely threw me off guard first time I played.
Mmm.
Just gonna grab that.
That's fair.
Welcome.
Who are you?
Would you really like to know?
If you really don't mind telling me.
Could it be that you are here because you have some idea of what that answer will be? I met you, what, long ago. I could not have imagined then that we would meet again under such circumstances. I'd listened to you go talking, of course, but how could I have believed these wild fantasies about time travel? That is, until I became what I was and saw you again.
Now you know who she is?
Yes, long ago I was called Helena. I had a life
Nope,
of
I'm blanking.
had 2 children named
Oh, it's the mother.
Yeah, the sick mother that Hugo is trying to resurrect.
But I was also very ill.
My first time playing, I thought she was going to end up being Dana.
Oh, okay.
When we first met, I couldn't even raise myself from the bed anymore.
God, I love her
Soon
design.
Afterwards, I died. All that was left of my existence was a lock of hair.
So Hugo succeeded.
As it should have been. But Hugo, my son Hugo, found the homunculus device that his father had been experimenting with.
Yes.
And he used my hair in the machine.
Ooh.
So in trying to resurrect his own mother, he accidentally created her a homunculus.
Oh.
Tale as old as time. Well, tale as old as 2003, which hadn't happened yet, because this was 2001!
Actually, I think Full Alchemist was a thing by then.
Yeah, but not the 2003, which is where failing resurrections created homunculi.
Fair enough.
What are you? Please stop this. Hugo, send me back. Help me.
Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
That's terrible.
What are you doing here?
Father.
Never mind. Just get out.
Father! But
you
Father!
are not to enter this room again.
Hugo's act brought back my spirit alone to this world, stripped of the protection of the body.
Yeah, that must have been
The
agony.
disembodied spirit
Oof.
kept forever from rest.
Hugo is such a sympathetic villain.
Has been wandering this earth through time and will for all eternity.
Those candles look like soda cans.
Have you told him? Told Hugo about this?
No, I have not told Hugo. He cannot see me, nor hear me.
Why are you helping me?
You're very special. You can hear my voice. The only people I can reach are those who have ended their stay in this world of the living and are on their way to the next.
Oh, great. So I have one foot in the grave. Is that it?
Perhaps, but you are trying to deflect your destiny away from immediate death. And the cause of your death rests with Hugo, my son. So I suppose I was hoping that fate could be swayed, just like that creature is. I know how powerful fate is, but I still hoped, though of course, for a very different treason from the creatures.
The creature?
Homunculus. My husband did not create it. You know,
Oh, plot
its
twist.
true nature is far from that. It's a kind of genie trapped in the Philosopher's Stone.
That's why he wears genie
All
pants.
my husband did was free
Ooh.
it.
That can't be.
Is
What
the
I've
Philosopher's
told you,
Stone.
I pieced together from what other souls told me in my wanderings.
Miss Ecker told me
Ever
all
since
about
I
this, and then she
became what
stopped
I am
being dead.
now.
Eh.
Of course, not all of it may be true. I've kept you long enough, haven't I? You must go.
So the ending I'm getting is the one I think
Fate
is
something
the most
that belongs
satisfying,
to you.
outside from
Okay.
the
The
true
only
ending.
one who can change it
Fair enough.
is yourself. My work is near its end. There is only one thing I ask of you. Should you ever see Hugo again, tell him you have done an unforgivable thing. But I forgive you, even if no one else can.
God, his eyeliner is on point.
Heh.
Oh, that is so cool.
Oh, it's an abandoned room. Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, it's long since been burned. And there's not even a door.
Oof.
Oh, wait, no, here's the door. I don't know why that just seems so funny. Like, the room disappearing and then you walking out and being like, there's no door! And it's just because the door is behind you.
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, Hugo. Hugo.
Hugo! Well, did you bring Homunculus?
Even better.
Did you take a look at where your house used to be?
Yeah. I went over there. It's like a gutted box. There's nothing there. Everything's gone. No trace of the way we used to live. No happy memories. How could I ever forgive you for that?
Your mother. She's still there.
That's a lie! You think I'd fall for that trick?
You think I'm that stupid? You think I'm you think that?
Of course she isn't there.
God, I don't know how to finish that. You think I'm an idiot? You think I'm a child? You think I'm crazy enough to murder my own sister just to get back at you?
I swear, I'm telling you the truth.
Hugo?
All right then. Don't you dare move. I'm gonna go over there and take a quick look. I'll know if you try anything, so don't even think about it.
Don't even think about it.
Don't even think about trying to insmart me. I'm a genius, tactical genius.
I do like Hugo's outfit.
Damn, it's just a ruin after all.
Hugo.
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 He opens the door and she just caps him.
Hugo?
He has a gun.
Hugo?
Hugo.
I said I'd get you, Hugo.
Oh, God.
Bang, 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 bang.
Point of order, she can't hear it. She can't hear her.
Oh, yeah.
It's her voice.
What are you talking about? I don't hear a thing.
You know what that means.
Okay?
He's
I have to take a
dead.
look around.
1 foot in the grave. Kaboom!
But Hugo...
Hugo, did you just leave me outside this musty old building?
I'd never live in a dump like this.
You're here, aren't you? Mother, it's me, Hugo.
There's not even the basement or the upstairs.
It was paved over.
Uh-oh. Doesn't look like it was paved very well.
You have done something that can never be excused.
Oh, she fucking lied to me.
You should have understood the sanctity of life.
She lied to me so that she could trap him.
Well, she forgave you. She didn't say she was forgiving him.
Or she told us to tell Hugo that we forgive him. That we forgive him, not that she forgives him.
You may be forgiven by others, but bitch, I've got your number.
It is only given once to a single human being, and its weight is beyond measure.
But
God, I feel so sorry for Hugo.
I understand how you feel. How could I not? Even if no one else can. My little Hugo.
My little Hugo, my little Hugo. I never understood what alchemy could be.
Friendship is alchemy. Make your own friends.
I'll go. I want to go with you, Mother.
Hugo, you misunderstand.
Jesus Christ.
I went up. You're going down. Hugo, I went up.
What?
but
No,
you,
technically I
you're
didn't even
going-
kill anyone yet.
You're going down.
Imagine the wall just collapses and squishes her.
It isn't safe.
But Hugo! Hugo!
Pull yourself together.
That man had a knife to your throat. I'm pretty sure
Ow,
that
that would have hurt.
I'm pretty sure if I held a knife to my brother's throat and threatened to murder him in order to get back at somebody, I don't think I would. I don't think my brother would try to save me when a house collapses.
To be fair, if my brother was in a collapsing house, I probably wouldn't save him. Oh, Jesus!
That's just the Cain instinct right there.
That is a brutal way to go, being crushed to death.
Yeah.
And
Very
burned to
painful.
death. Inexplicably, there's fire, even though there was nothing flammable and no ignition source inside.
You see, the fire is Hugo's soul.
Maybe the fire were the friends we made along the way.
It was just the two of us. And now... Why? Why?
I know there's nothing I can say that'll make things easier for you right now.
At least
But
Charles
I'm
Martinet
here
isn't here.
Just remember that, Margaret.
That man would totally,
Hugo.
It's
would totally
okay.
solve this.
Hugo.
Don't worry, you have family in this time that you can live with.
She has to go back to her time. Or you fade away, remember?
Now, about that, I will explain more during the credits.
Alright, alright. Is the plot twist that you got it wrong and she isn't your ancestor?
Oh, there's a homunculus. She's not my ancestor.
Oh.
She doesn't even belong in that time. She wasn't even born in that time. She wasn't even a Wagner.
Good job,
It's me, Charles Martinet. Whoop-de-doo.
You know who
It's
she really
me.
is?
I was trying to
Dana,
change
the
my
child.
destiny.
Yes.
And you did.
And the Dana, the waitress, is actually
used me
the real
to
Wagner
ensure
daughter.
you would exist,
Oh.
that no one would rewrite the script.
Now, let's not have all this unpleasant talk about using. I mean,
God, I love
who
Charles
cares,
Martinet.
really?
Charles Martinet is great in like everything.
Yeah, Homunculus has a fantastic design. It's so simple, but so smarmy.
Has its perks, but
He's like a snake. You know
I
he's
see.
just using
So I
you.
was just being used. All your talk about an ancestor, was that just to get me to go back to that time?
Yes.
Well, how should I know? Oh, by the way, I need the digipad back.
Here. It's yours.
Oh,
What?
well, why don't you take her back to her own time?
Huh? Who? Me?
Margaret, what do you want to do? Are you going back home or staying in this time?
No.
I want to go home. Even if it means I'll be alone.
There, give her a ride home. I've set it for one last trip. Hurry though, Ike.
So, yeah, Dana and Margaret were swapped at birth by Homunculus.
Oh.
Yeah. In fact, Ike doesn't even have any ancestors in the past.
Oh.
You want to know a bigger plot twist?
What?
Margaret and Hugo's father, the alchemist, after creating Homunculus granted him the elixir of life, which made him young again.
Oh.
And then he disappeared with his memories erased into the future.
Oh, is that Ike?
Yeah, Ike is the alchemist. I wonder if we'll actually be able. Maybe we'll be able to see it. Nah. Damn it. Oh well. Yeah, in one of the endings, you find that out. In another one of the endings, you go back to the time. You bring Margaret back to the moment where future Hugo brought the time machine to past Hugo, and future Hugo starts hitting Margaret with a cane, so past Hugo tries to shove him off without realizing who he is. And you know what happens when you touch yourself from another time?
Oof.
Yeah, that's another one of the endings.
Fair enough. That's one
I'm
way to
giving this
do
back
it.
to you. She's safely back home now.
What a nice guy I am. All services guaranteed. Well, I suppose we won't be seeing each other again, Ike.
Oh, but Ike, she was already home.
Yeah. And then in one of the endings, Margaret
Hey,
chooses to
wonder
say.
if that bar is still around. I'll go
I think this is
celebrate
ending
for
B.
staying alive
Probably.
today.
I think so. Or ending C.
I think this is ending B, and there's two endings for B.
Either way, I do like this ending the most. I think reuniting Hugo with his mother is one that has the best ending.
Okay.
Let's find out. Oh, it's credits. Yeah.
Oh no, this is ending A.
Oh, it is?
Okay. Yeah, fortune teller.
Okay, what's ending B?
Ending B. Oh no. Okay, this is ending. So you got ending B. Ending A is you find the fortune teller and homunculus.
Okay. That is
So-
probably I want. Is that the one where Hugo gets erased from time by trying to fight his future self?
Not sure.
Then that's probably the one where Margaret.
They leave it kind of vague.
And it's probably the one where Margaret decides to stay in the present. Then.
Okay.
Yeah. I like this game. I'm glad to finally have been able to play it on stream after a lot of difficulties.
Okay. Hugo killing his older self is in ending C.
Okay. And ending D is the one where you find out that you were the alchemist the entire time.
Okay.
I believe. Then what is ending... What does the end of ending A do?
Okay. Share Destiny walkthrough. I'll just read like
I have to not... Okay, for ending A, I have to not... Or for one of the endings, I have to not tell her that I'm the ancestor, or that she's the ancestor.
Yeah, so E and D, you don't tell her she's the ancestor.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Ending E. Ask Dana to go back with you, head over to the alchemist house, and give the redstone to Dr. Wagner. Transfer to the present, okay. So the ending E is just sort of the base ending, as base as you can get.
Okay, and that's what, you kill Wagner, or you kill Hugo, and then
you send Margaret back home.
Yeah. Okay.
Ending D. Tell Dana to have a nice life and split. Head over to the alchemist next and give the redstone to Dr. Wagner. Once there, receive the phone call and run to the square. Return to 1584 and burn Dr. Wagner's research notes before Hugo gets there. Go back to the present and watch the interesting but slightly cliche conclusion of the chapter.
Oh yeah, I guess we could have done that, but that wouldn't have been as satisfying.
Fair enough.
But yeah, once you get all the endings, you get to do a playthrough where Ike knows that everything, like, knows what's going on, and it ends with him throwing the Philosopher's Stone at Homunculus, which, because Homunculus is the Philosopher's Stone, causes Homunculus to stop existing. And then its ending its ending is pretty much the intro, except Ike is wearing like a hoodie instead of a jacket, and instead of getting stabbed, he gets hit with a kickball that was kicked by one of the kids.
Huh.
Yeah. And that is
honestly,
the true ending.
I prefer an ending with Homunculus around, because Homunculus really being a
trickster.
I don't know, I like Homunculus.
Yeah, no, he's a fantastic villain. Like, the entire game is him using us to exist, to make sure he exists.
I mean, that is one way to do it.
Yeah. Like, the entire reason why he lets us time travel to stop our own death is to make sure that we give the Wagners the Philosopher's Stone. And that is its entire motivation.
Well, we reached the end of this little chat, so we got ending B.
Yep, ending B. He goes back in time, drinks with the movie star. It's all over, but somehow it left me without a sense of finality.
Huh.
But yeah, that's how they get you to do to play again. But yeah, that's the end. What are your thoughts on it?
Let's see. I am kind of glad I didn't have to play it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's definitely a lot. It would definitely be a lot more fun, like, because we were doing it like also trying to be entertaining while doing it. But playing on your own and just doing your own thing is would probably be. I'm not saying it's bad for streaming because it is a fun game.
I think the main issue would be that I'm not really all that good at point and click adventure games, and this is basically one of those in 3D.
You know what? That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. This is Telltale before Telltale.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit more. It's got a lot more going on, I'd say, than Telltale.
It's Resident Evil without combat.
Yes, there's no combat.
Yeah.
I think I sort of would have. I'm not fond of point and click adventure games all
Yeah.
that much. Like, to be fair, I'm mostly into
action
stuff
Yeah.
that I can sort of just zone out and do for hours.
That's fair.
I mean, I do like me a good story though. So.
Yeah, and this one does have quite a story. Like I said, time travel shenanigans are my favorite shenanigans, and being able to piece together the full story throughout the various playthroughs in order to unlock the true ending is like it's like a puzzle box. Like the more every little bit of progress you make unlocks something a little bit more interesting and helps give you the wider picture until you have enough that it finally clicks. The first time I played the first time I got the ending where it turns out that the alchemist was Ike, that blew my mind.
Like you could just hear the pop from orbit.
Yeah, because if you go back and play, there's like in all the cutscenes where you're with the alchemist, you never touch him. There's never any touching between you two.
Fair enough.
I did kind of run into the alchemist just to see if it would make me do that, but it didn't. But I think that's because you're not intended to, touch him in. It's gameplay story segregation.
Yeah, I think if anything, they keep you from touching him in general.
Yeah. So, that blew my mind because that's such a good twist because it makes it finding out that Dana and Margaret were swapped at birth. That was a great twist. Finding out that that the fortune teller was Hugo's mother. That was a great twist. Every ending has a fantastic twist to it that all culminates in the true ending where you just break the cycle permanently by keeping homunculus from existing in the first. Well, not even that, just erasing homunculus from reality.
That's fair. That's also mean. He didn't deserve it.
I mean,
he made sure nobody died.
He did shoot Mrs. Eckert.
But you saved her, so she survived.
Yeah, but there's ways to not save her, so she dies.
I mean, yeah, but there's plenty of ways to not save people.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing it right now.
Well, I did definitely not save Hugo. I like Hugo as a villain also. He was a fantastic twist villain because it makes a lot of sense and there's a decent amount of build-up, especially with him being the kid that was crying. Because
okay, you want to know what's really been getting to me throughout this entire time?
Why didn't I just
every time
home?
You say Hugo,
yeah,
I think immediately back to a few years ago, quite a many years ago, Miracle of Sound. Have you ever heard of Miracle of Sound?
Never heard of it.
They make game music.
Yeah.
Very good at it.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the songs they did was for Batman Arkham Asylum.
Hugo Strange.
And they have a line about Hugo Strange. And it's such a good beat that whenever you say Hugo, I think, when you go Hugo Strange.
Oh, man. But yeah, I think that he was a good twist villain. Like, even seeing him in the second chapter as the crying kid, I still didn't put it together that it was Hugo because, there's color in the modern time, but it was sepia whenever we met Hugo. And also they were reusing models. So even if I had recognized that it was the same model, I would probably just chalk it off as reusing the same models, like they did with the weird girl being the witch, or the guy who's scared of phones being the squire's.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You did. I think you actually mentioned that. You're like, oh, it's the same model. And oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's why he's scared of phones. And the
No,
bartender.
no. With Hugo.
Oh.
You mentioned that was the same model as the bartender kid. I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat.
I don't think I did.
I swear it was mentioned. Oh well.
Nah, I don't think so.
It's been a while. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, you did forget that I was the man who came up with the not dying pan joke.
I disagree. Anyone else who disagrees, go back and watch that episode to confirm. In fact, watch the entire series again.
Fair enough.
So,
well, this is our sign off.
Yeah, check out some other things you can watch. There's a couple Dungeons & Dragons campaigns going on. One of them is Curse of Strahd, which is pretty fun. We are about to go and follow the quest given to us by the fortune teller. Another is World of Tapir, which is a homebrew that I created and run. They just got a lead on their quest to defeat a cult that they're going to be following next time.
So what's our question?
There's also Tabletop Simulator, which has been an ongoing series now.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So question: If you got stranded in any time period, what time period would you want it to be? What decade?
If you're stranded in the, say you modern person are trapped in the 1500s, what is the first thing you would do?
Oh God.
Outside of panic.
15. I would invent electricity. I would get some.
Do you know how to make electricity now?
Yes, magnets. Make a fucking crank generator. Spin some magnets around copper wire.
Do you know where to get those magnets?
Yes, if you spin iron fast enough, it'll get magnetized.
Clever.
Yeah.
Well, first off, that's mean to Nikola Tesla, you bastard. But
someone's already gonna steal his glory, so I might as well. It's better for me to invent the light bulb than in the 1500s than it is for Thomas Edison to claim to invent the light bulb.
You know, the steam engine was actually invented years before practical use was found for it. So the real issue would be creating the infrastructure necessary to make use of your light bulb creation.
Yeah, that's why I would, in the 1500s, I would go up to whatever local lord there is and present it and be like, if we can get the infrastructure for this, imagine your castle being lit without a single flame. I would convince them that they can hold the power of gods in their hands or some shit like that. Actually, no, I would take it to the
power
church.
Of Zeus.
I would actually bring it to the church, tell them that they can channel the power of God through it. That would probably be a lot more.
You don't want to. Do not give the church power.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is history's first rule. Do not give the church power. You just immediately broke the first rule. I take everything back.
The first rule is you don't stop the Titanic from sinking. All right.
You totally do that, but you don't give the church power.
Yeah, okay. Well, with that out of the way, there's nothing left to say but good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.